I'm Reverend Spaceman.
Exactly what he said.
Yeah.
I'm Jordan, sitting in on Out of the Loop. Thank you. Once again.
It's an honor to have you here.
Yeah, I mean, I generally prefer it when I'm not here and you're here so that I can listen to it.
Well, you can still listen to this. It's
That was
just
Dave,
going to be
by
a
the way.
double dip, Dave.
Yeah.
Minion lover.
You don't double dip. It's like putting your whole mouth in the dip.
Yeah, I mean, I've learned a lot of manners from Seinfeld, and that's a thing I've learned.
Which I've been watching lately.
As you should. It's the greatest sitcom of all time. I will fight someone about that.
This is Out of the Loop. It's the thing where me and Dave watch
Season
it.
2.
Yeah, sure.
This is the whole big rebranding that gets it like really
Yeah.
big and not so underground. So
The-
people that like this, the one person that listens to this.
Toy Owl Rebirth.
Yeah.
Is what we're calling it.
Well, no, it's cool. But then, like, season 2, we've sold out by getting into a format of doing
I like that.
a season of a show.
I would like to be given the opportunity to sell out.
Yeah. That's the dream, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no integrity to begin with, so...
Kevin Smith sold out.
Did he?
Like, literally, he sold the rights to, Clerks and Mallrats. Mallrats.
I've seen Clerks. I like Clerks. I haven't seen Mallrats.
Mallrats is very good. Wouldn't you agree, Rev?
Yes.
Have you seen it?
Probably.
Okay. Chasing Amy is great, too.
I like Chasing Amy a lot.
We're definitely the people to be doing this podcast.
This one. So we watched the movies. Last
some
episode,
movies.
which is
It's
probably
been a long
been-
time.
I think it's actually been like half a year.
No one cares.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
this guy can tell time.
Me and Dave are trading mics again, so sorry about the delay, people.
I'm not sorry, but they are.
Yeah, I think of it more as a social experiment.
It's just a prank, bro. So
anyway, what did we
What-
watch this time?
all right.
In 6 months, it took us to watch
Yeah,
2 movies.
basically. On the last episode, you recommended me the movie Training Day,
Because it's fantastic.
and then I recommended you Evangelion 1.11. You are parentheses not alone.
2 totally comparable films.
Yeah. I mean, I did see it.
I mean, you could argue they're somewhat similar in tone.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It does involve a person kind of getting dragged along against his will to do a bunch of things he doesn't want to do.
Yeah. But Ethan Hawke is way cooler than Shinji.
I agree.
It's whatever, because for those of you that don't know, that movie that I watched was the movie for this this anime series that you made me watch like years ago. That Bible Black.
Yeah.
Jake
It's got angels in him.
and demons,
Yeah.
naked children.
It's
What
Japan.
movie?
Not in the movie, actually. They get away with a lot of that in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, to some extent.
There's a nipple.
So,
It's Japan. And it's not necessarily portrayed in a sexual circumstance, so I guess that's why it's okay.
fair enough. So, who wants to go first with their review?
Let's do Dave's, get that out of the way, because it'll probably be the least impressive of the 2 reviews.
That's actually what I was thinking before we came over here.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, mine sucks. We can talk about Training Day for a while. Not the film, but like, I just suck as a person.
We know.
It's fine. So the movie you watched, it's a reboot of the series Neon Genesis.
And you also know
Bible
much
Black.
more about it and can talk more intelligently about it than I can.
Probably could. Although, really,
I mean, not as well as Jake, but
yeah, the anime expert, according to Cody.
Schiller?
Who? Shill Daddy. What?
I don't know.
What are we doing?
Are you?
No. So, it's a reimagining, it's really just like a pretty much redoing of the first 6 or 7 episodes of the series.
It's been a little while since I've actually watched the series, but as far as I can tell, it just seems like a really more streamlined
Yeah.
version of... I couldn't really remember if it was the whole show or some of it.
The first like 6 or so episodes.
Of like 45.
26.
Felt like 45.
Because it's so good, you're just really stuck in it.
I mean, after we talked about it I had more time to think about it. I do respect that. Like, it's well done. But on that level, it wasn't particularly an enjoyable viewing experience. That's why it took me so long.
Everyone hates it after watching it the first time through.
Yeah, I remember having that discussion.
The series, I should say.
Yeah.
But the movie,
The movie, I would say, is not that. I mean,
yeah,
being more streamlined, I think, helps it.
in
Yeah, I
general,
still wasn't totally in love with it, but like, it's fine.
It's fine. So yeah, it's made for like to appeal to a wider audience, so it's a lot more accessible than the series, which is. I am a huge fan, and I'm not above saying the series is pretentious as hell.
I agree. But this isn't about the series, it's
No.
about the movie, and I didn't find the movie coming off as nearly as pretentiously.
Yeah. Thoughts in general of it?
It's fine.
How long is the movie? Do you recall?
About an hour 40 maybe?
Yeah, on the verge of 2 hours, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah, I was wondering, because you'll get some animes that are like 70, 80 minutes, and you've got a few of the classics that are kind of leaning more towards 2 hours, so it kind of depends on the length with character development every now and then with those movies.
And in a lot of cases, like in this case, but like a lot of them are made to summarize a series, and they'll actually just be like clips from the series condensed into a movie form and then just released like that.
That's frustrating.
Yeah. What would you rate it?
7.
Okay.
The letter 7.
All right. That's a nice.
You don't know what scale.
If I ever have a kid, 7. That's the name I'm gonna keep an eye on.
It's a beautiful name.
That's a reference to Married with Children. Friends?
The 7!
Yes, I know.
Good, it's the greatest sitcom of all time. You should know.
Is it better than Married with Children? Yes.
Yeah.
Are you ready to
gonna lose
Are you ready to finally say it now that you've been binging it a little more?
I'll say it is technically better.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
I personally enjoy.
How
Married
far are
with
you
Children
in?
more.
Like season 4?
I think I'm on up to 6.
Oh, up sign?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you're almost to the greatness that was season 7.
Yeah.
And then you get the 2 last seasons that are Larry David-less, as much as he kind of is in them.
Yeah. Not the greatest.
I suspect I'll like it more than the first season.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Again, I really don't think they hit their stride until season 3. I mean, most people would, I guess, say season 4, which for a film were commercial success. But I think season 3, or it wasn't until season 3 that they were hitting their stride a bit more. I still enjoy the first 2 seasons.
I enjoy them, but
The first episode, the Seinfeld Chronicles, is the only one I would just say is legitimately not that good.
yeah.
I still like them for what they're worth. Have that little charm to them.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't.
No one knew how big this was going to become, so it's kind of cool to see them as a
the
struggling show in a way.
Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
That's one of the
It's just the longer plot details back then. They had more time for development, whereas pretty much by season 6 through 9, it's really quick hitters, very short scenes. They get a lot in 24 minutes.
Imagine what those scripts look like. Because you've got new scene headings.
They probably look similar to the 9/11 script.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, if nobody knows about that, there's some guy wrote like a brilliant
It's great.
9/11 episode of Seinfeld.
It is like legitimately as good as some episodes of the show.
Yeah, I mean, I really wish I knew that guy's name right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
There's
I mean,
also apparently a Seinfeld Purge script.
that sounds amazing.
I've heard that it exists,
I think
but
any film could get better if you did a Seinfeld version of it.
I don't disagree.
Seinfeld Training Day.
Yeah, hell yeah. Seinfeld, Gods of Egypt.
That would actually probably be a legitimately good movie. Like, all of these would, in some ways, be better than what they are. Probably not in other ways.
He
but,
needs to
like,
do more stuff,
He does.
but like more.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much is just doing Comedians and Cars Getting Coffee.
Yeah, which is coming
Which
to
is
Netflix.
cool. Which
apparently.
is cool for what it's. Which I'm hoping is going to get Seinfeld over to Netflix. But if some have theorized, I think it could crash them. Like Seinfeld finally being on Netflix. I know they're on Hulu.
I think it did. Like, I don't know if it crashed Hulu, but I think it was like, holy shit, for a minute there when it got on there. That's how I've been watching it.
I figured.
Yeah. So
You know,
that's
like,
our
like Matt and my. Like
that's
Matt
our
and
review of
Ben,
Evangelion.
You know, I enjoy the DVDs
With a little splash of Seinfeld.
because they've got a lot of like cool bonus features and stuff, and the notes about nothing, and like because a lot of the minutia on Songcast. Getting a shout out now. Really great podcast, actually. But anyway, on there, I'll know a lot of the stuff they reference on there. Just having spent time with DVDs.
I need to listen.
I have learned a lot of stuff too. That I really enjoyed. If you guys are listening or not, unless I send this to you, I wouldn't. This is awful. Why are you listening right now, Devin?
Yeah, Devin.
Our imagined listener, not that guy.
So, would you recommend Evangelion 1.11 to Seinfeld fans?
No.
Good.
Would I recommend it in general to people? Like, yeah, I mean, I think it's a good, like, if it's an introductory thing, I would definitely show this to people before the series.
Yeah. Which it's.
I
meant
think
to
it
do
works.
it.
Yeah, I think it kind of works as sort of a gateway drug to that world, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It is a drug. There's actually, since that, there's been two, like, sequels. 2.22 and 3.22.
I don't have to watch those, do I?
You don't have to.
It's like you and Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And James Bond.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the second one is where it really, like, diverges from the series a lot. So that's when it starts
Not necessarily a
becoming its own
bad
thing.
yeah.
No, I'm not
not
saying it
necessarily
is a bad thing. We introduced to the character of, I kept thinking her name was pronounced Mary, but apparently it's Mari. But, a new character made just for the movies, whose voice actress I met earlier this last year.
Cool, bro.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Her.
Or her name, sorry.
That's her right there. I don't remember her name. Yeah.
Jimmy Manny.
Yes. That's who. Yeah.
I still like your Krieger badge there.
Yeah. I need to find more occasions to wear it.
Yeah.
Or just
Why don't
dress
you
up.
wear it to work?
You know, yeah. Why don't I wear that badge that says ISIS on it to work?
People will get it.
I'm sure one person will.
Yeah. And then they're cool. If you don't get it, then you're not cool.
Yeah.
Man.
Bro.
So you watched Training Day.
Yeah, I watched Training Day. That was the thing I was to watch.
Deserves to not be listened to.
I take a little credit into getting you to finally watch Training Day.
Yeah.
If you recall, I gave you a little homework assignment
Yeah, you just.
before we took our toy aisle funds to down south.
Yeah, that's what. In Mexico, where we have an offshore of.
Going to Mexico.
Fantastic.
So yeah, I watched Training Day, a movie that I had unknowingly seen parodied several times. Like there's some like the scenes in that movie.
Greatness is imitated.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's been parodied enough times that you've seen it and know that it's a running joke, even if you don't know what it's from. Like King Kong ain't got shit on me, and others.
I agree. So, you also watched another famous action movie, Die Hard,
That's
recently.
right.
I know they're not similar, but how would you?
Compare
Well, yeah.
them.
What did you like better?
I like Die Hard better.
That's a stupid opinion to have.
Die Hard's better than Training Day. Both fantastic,
Yeah, I'm
great
not-
films, but
Yeah, I'm not knocking Die Hard.
yeah,
It's
I know.
not as a knock against Training Day.
I was just,
personally like Die Hard better.
since you've been watching a little more famous action movies with
Yeah.
Mission Impossible and a couple others, I didn't know.
Probably.
You've
Not
been-
your next one.
You've been getting a lot of.
You need to watch Total Recall. That's not your next one.
We'll have an Arnold day.
Yeah.
Kill me now.
No, Total
I
Recall is
can,
really good. Like,
And
wish you would.
and the Running Man.
yeah.
I'll do the Running Man right now.
I don't know how to take
You guys can't prove that I didn't do it because you're listening.
Yeah.
It's not visual.
He's just very good at hiding, like,
I'm always dancing.
yeah. I'm always doing
That's what everybody just needs to know. My
I'm doing-
passion for
I'm
dance.
doing butterflies. They're imperceptible to the human eye.
I appreciate that reference.
Good.
I gotta say
What
you,
are we
and
doing?
I thought that would be weird.
Training Day.
Not like I
Yeah,
say
you-
weird things.
Yeah,
How do you rate it?
Training Day. Well, it does a good job of like putting you in Ethan Hawke's shoes, like showing it really from his perspective.
Yeah.
You know, as a viewer, you feel like you're being dragged along in the same way that he is, and it does a good job of like misdirecting its own misdirections, I guess. It does a good job twisting back on its twist. Like, there are points when... There was a point when I thought, like, that Denzel was straight up just not a cop, and he just found a guy in the, diner and said, "Hey, you the chief?" "Sure." And then but then when, like, he's got other cops in with him, you're like, okay, so he is a cop, and this is just really... maybe this really just is the way that it's done here, and then... Yeah, obviously it's Denzel has just been fucking this guy over all day.
I agree.
I'm glad you agree on what the plot is.
Well, yeah, it was just directed well with those mishaps. Like, you just don't know what to expect. Even with
Yeah.
a lot of classic action movies, you kind of know what's going to happen at the end. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
predicted it, but I still liked it and had fun. But this was one of those
Throws you for some
where it
loops.
came out in the early 2000s. Some in the 90s were trying to do it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'm taking over for Dave.
I guess so.
But maybe that's just as Dave. Dave agrees with you because you're so right in everything you say. All reviews.
Didn't say that.
Well, he was speaking for you, so you just kind of did.
Okay.
Any questions you want to ask me about Training Day?
No. No, I didn't prepare for this at all.
We're only like 17 minutes. We gotta do
Are
something.
you kidding me?
Yeah. No. I'm
Is
not
this your
kidding.
favorite Antoine Fuqua movie? Starring Denzel and
It is.
Hawk?
It's my favorite of the two that I know I've seen, which are this one and The Mediocre Seven.
I would actually agree, even though I don't agree with your mediocre assessment of that movie.
Denzel movie from 2014? Equalizer?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Directed that.
he did.
Yeah, it was alright.
It was solid. It is a
Yeah,
perfect
it's a
movie to
little
have
boring, I
on in
would
the
say.
background while you're doing something else.
Not the best movie you saw that night, however.
No,
No,
we saw Gone Girl.
that same night.
Yeah,
It was much better.
yeah. Like
I need to rewatch that at some point. I don't
You
have
own it.
time to rewatch anything. Yeah, I do own it.
Yeah,
And the Amazing Amy book, which I did read, and it was pretty cool.
yeah. Kind of like eerily creepy too, just because you know how she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was kind of brilliant that they did that night. I need to read the book. I've had it for a little bit now.
I did the audiobook. It was really good. Like,
Yeah, I have a hard time concentrating in general than on audiobooks. I don't
it's
know
just
if-
easier
yeah.
for me.
You're easier for me?
I
Take that however you want to.
don't think I want to.
That was an option. I mean, not wanting to is a way of wanting to.
So, what thoughts do you have of Training Day, this movie that you recommended?
I liked it, and I recommend it because you hadn't seen it, and I
Yeah,
really liked it, and I thought you should. I thought I would give you that pleasure.
you did. Which I think the whole conversation started when we saw The Mediocre Seven, and I was just like,
Yeah,
I was so negative on it. You're like, you need to see this movie that he did that's better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody's going to argue that Magnificent Seven was better than Training Day.
I'm sure there's someone.
I'm not talking about like the original, the most recent, the one that applies to this conversation.
Yeah,
obviously, with the same director and actors.
The Mediocre Seven.
Chris Pratt was in
Star-Lord.
Training Day.
Yeah.
As the little fat kid.
Yeah. Now he's buffed up.
Yeah.
He's Star-Lord now. So. Dennis might have been Star-Lord. You
Really?
get that reference, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was on the short list.
Wow.
Sonny probably would have been to them,
Yeah.
which it probably should have.
I've been getting caught up, and I honestly think season 11 is fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. It's definitely not what it was. But what
Lots
it
of
is,
things
I
aren't what
suppose,
they were.
It's just not the same.
DC's trying, and they're close.
Okay.
In the comics.
Okay.
So we...
Yeah, Training Day review for Dave, or rating for Dave. Even though I know this wasn't your challenge, but
We both got to rate it.
yeah. I want to hear Dave's positive thoughts.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on Training Day? Yes.
I think it covers all the bases, really. It's like,
Yeah.
is it good? Yes.
Universally
Are
positive.
there actors in it? Yes.
There are.
Yeah.
There are several.
Is there
of
a
them.
story? Yes. It's a film. There has to be.
I will-
Even
all
if
right,
it's
I-
about nothing, it's about something.
I feel like I did have two kind of, I guess, nitpicks or, you know,
Watch it, son.
the biggest obvious flaw in this movie is that it has Terry Crews and doesn't have him talk.
It's the way acting works. Like, he wasn't as big as he is now. You have to start out doing non-speaking roles. and
Yeah,
then
but
you'll
like
probably,
but
unless you just get
retroactive-
really lucky.
Retroactively, though, like looking back, it's having Terry Crews and not having
Well, they
him
couldn't
talk
have
is just a
known that.
waste of. Yeah, but they should have.
I mean, I don't argue that, but like, they didn't know.
That's a flaw on their behalf, then. So it still counts as a flaw in the movie.
No, I disagree.
That's fine, but you're wrong.
I disagree
your
with that
mouth.
assessment, Jake.
It's
your own catchphrase.
And then my other thing, I guess, is that, like, I think this was, the way it happened was the best way for it to play out for the movie story, but I don't think it was the best way for Ethan Hawke's character, if that makes sense. I'm talking about the ending.
Sounds like you got attached.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, like,
Exactly.
what I expected to happen at the ending is when Denzel's, being held up by his own neighborhood, basically, and stuff.
Yeah.
And they just said, like, tell Ethan Hawke, we got this, and, let him leave. And then Denzel just kind of walks, gets away after getting ruffled up a little bit, and then he gets murdered by the Russians. I think they were Russians.
Something like that.
Yeah. I feel like Ethan Hawke's character at that point, based on his arc, would have arrested Denzel instead of just letting him go, like, because it was kind of him, like, seeing what, like, happens if you become a crooked cop and all that, and then obviously not wanting to be that, but then he does a crooked cop thing by just leaving Denzel to the neighborhood, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's just based on interpretation, and it's a mild thing, but it's something to talk about, and we have to make this thing, like, a length somehow.
It was already a length when it was 1 second long.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you.
Wish you would. This generally gets people to run away.
Yeah.
So before we go to the new challenges, are there any other movies you guys have caught up on recently that are kind of famous? I know we touched on Die Hard,
Let's
but
talk
anything
about
else
Die
you can...
Hard more.
All right, yeah. Or
I've been needing to rewatch it here lately. It's been quite a while.
Yeah. It's my one criticism, which I'll get out of the way, and it's, again, minor.
It was Bruce Willis the
better
whole
be.
time.
What?
better be.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That German guy
The
was
guy with the hair?
Bruce Willis. Yeah, the guy with the hair.
Wow. But yeah, my and it's it's got Avengers syndrome where like the first 15 or 20 minutes of setup is kind of slow, but once everything gets going, you forget all about that. So minor thing, and it really doesn't.
Great song.
Well, it was kind of setting up for the story a little bit to
Yeah.
give him more of a realistic personality. He's not some big superhero like we'd seen with Arnold and Sly. Previously, this was like the first. Yeah, this was like the first kind of everyday man kind of action role that changed the landscape of action movies to come.
Yeah, and again, I do like it. Like
Totes.
It's barely a criticism because I feel like it does enhance the overall experience. But at that moment when you're watching it for the first time, it does feel slow. It fits in context, and it does like flesh out the character of Bruce Willis. His name's Bruce Willis. It's John McClane. I know it's John McClane.
John Bruce Willis McClane.
What's his wife/ex's name in the movie?
Danica?
Little movie trivia. No. He said Danica, by the way, people. I know people can't hear him from not having the
They
mic.
don't want to hear me.
Danica Patrick
No.
is not her name.
Claudette.
I don't remember.
Holly Gennaro. Holly Gennaro.
Really?
Dumb name.
I agree.
Not as bad as Dalton.
The name's Dalton.
Tonight would be perfect for that.
Yeah.
You're perfect for that.
The name's Dalton. Dave's compliments are weirding me out.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Just not good at complimenting people.
All right, Dave.
Or I'm the best.
Any other famous movies you've caught up on in the last recent months? I know the answer is yes, so here's the mic.
Yeah, thank you. I have, because I just told you one.
Whoa.
The producers, the like classic original Mel Brooks producers with Gene Wilder, I'm a big fan of.
I haven't seen it, but I like all those names.
Yeah, it took me a little bit to get, like, I'm sure you know the premise. I'm not really ruining anything there. It's a very famous premise.
Refresh the list. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Also probably.
it's basically these two kind of crooked, like playwright. Well, one. Not gonna get into the details. But basically, these like crooked producers. That's the title of the movie. So that's who they are. This film lost my place. And the script, there it is. I can never just get down to it.
It's me tapping on the page of the script. So that sounds.
Thank you for helping in the line. But anyway, they're trying to put on. They figured out. Gene Wilder's character figures out that you can make more money by producing a Broadway flop than a hit. So the whole idea is you're going to raise way more money than you need. Put on a $60,000 show for like $1 million, and then they were just going to like take the money and I guess get out of the country. So they tried to find the worst play and the worst director and everything. So they put on a show called Springtime for Hitler, which is a pro-Nazi musical. But yeah, it took me a little bit to get into it. Like the very first scene goes on for about 20 minutes when you're in Bielstock's office. Thank you.
You're welcome. We're drinking.
Bielstock and Bloom. It's not all we're doing. We're talking about stuff.
Former bartender named Dalton.
Was he a former one?
No.
That would have added some more to his character, but cocktail connection.
We have to review that. This is like our ongoing project. We're gonna have a night where we watch Cocktail from '88, Roadhouse from '89, and then Fight Club to finish that trilogy. Because apparently it's a trilogy, according to the Reverend Spaceman Pasty Pale team. There.
Just took that seriously. Just ended it with trilogy like that.
And I think it's an absolute. It's going to be the best thing we've ever done on all our respective channels. This review and making this into a trilogy will be the best thing. We haven't. There's nothing else that would compare.
No.
So.
Not, like maybe the lay episode of Toy Owl, but that's.
Yeah.
Well, smirch Toy Owl with this nonsense.
Well, Toy Owl is in a league of its own. I guess between some of the other shows we've done, but
Yeah.
be prepared, people.
It's gonna be a magical evening.
Yeah.
I've also been watching Better Call Saul.
That's a television show.
That is correct.
I've been trying to get caught up on Shameless. That's a TV show I've been watching, but I've started. I'm like halfway through season 5 now. It's yeah, I definitely get that. It's just yeah, but I hear it's Jasper to. I don't know what I heard it from.
What?
What were we talking about?
Shameless season 5, jumping the shark. I think I'm like having to hold this podcast now.
Yeah, he did play hard. It's his fault.
We're 30 minutes on. At least we got 30.
Finally, yeah.
So now we can start doing our challenges.
Well, I was gonna
Thanks
say,
for keeping that on track. 'Cause this,
no, you did have.
Better Call Saul. Also, was
Yeah.
I saying it's in its 3rd season now. I've actually been watching it as it airs, which is a rare thing to do in this binge culture.
that's a whole thing about society. You could just say.
Yep. So honestly, I think it's as good as Breaking Bad.
That is some really high praise.
Yeah.
I've actually been starting to hear that. Maybe not as good yet, but like starting to kind of creep up.
It's better than the first 2 seasons, really.
Yeah, which I was kind of blown away when I heard that. So that come from
Yeah.
you as well.
And I love Breaking Bad.
How many seasons have they done so far?
It's in the middle of the 3rd.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought. I knew it wasn't that far into it.
Yeah. Are you interested in watching Better Call Saul?
I am actually, but I've got several shows to watch and maybe a bajillion movies. Some 5 films in particular have moved way up the list.
Interesting.
Do I remember what all those are?
I do.
Maybe. It's Sixth Sense, Blue Velvet, Ice Storm. I was thinking Ice Crash for the.
Let's go watch Ice Crash.
Is it an animated movie?
It's that movie Crash, but on ice.
Yeah. And there was.
That no one has seen.
I said the Sixth Sense.
Ice Crash.
Sure, Ice Crash. Why not? Fast 8.
It's not even out yet.
Fast 8 is.
On
Yeah, it is.
DVD?
No.
No, but it's in theaters.
No, Fast 9 isn't.
Which
What? Are you?
Fast 9 not a thing yet?
No.
don't care
I
about
mean,
that
it's going
franchise.
to. There's supposed to be spin-offs with The Rock and Statham.
Heard about that?
That'd be cool.
Wouldn't those just be more Fast and Furious movies, basically? 'Cause the
Yeah,
cast
but
has
without
always been-
Dom Toretto and Luda, Chris.
And the cast
Tyrese.
always kind of fluctuated, though.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're
Which
just more-
first episode of Mild Mannered Movie Men's going to go into a little bit of detail of Fast 8 for anyone that's seen that.
Ooh.
New podcast.
I
Check it
haven't
out,
seen
people.
it. I probably won't, but I'll listen anyways.
Yeah, listen to ours.
Yeah.
and
It's on my
Let us what you know.
podcast list.
Yeah. I've
Leave
listened-
iTunes review. Thank you. Shameless promotion.
Do it.
Not unlike the promotion I was doing for Showtime's Shameless.
I don't have the drum set. I would do the whole thing, but
Yep, that's what's wrong with this.
yeah, we don't have a drum set for this podcast. But yeah, Better Call Saul, like, it is different genres. It's still a crime thriller, but it's all about like the lawyer shit. And he's not Saul Goodman yet. He's still calling himself Jimmy McGill. So he hasn't like broken bad yet.
Yeah, it's on the list.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like at this point, if they're only going to do like 5 seasons or something like Breaking Bad, I should just wait. Because there's so many other things I just haven't finished and have yet to get to.
It could go longer though because it's set like
And it could go for the
8.
next 20 years.
it's set like 6 years before Breaking Bad, so they could. And since Breaking Bad, like the first 4 seasons were a year.
Yeah.
So they could, like, theoretically keep this going until everyone just looks too old for the part. But I'd say they'll probably do as much as Breaking Bad, at least.
Yeah, I mean, that would make the most sense.
Yeah. I would even like to see it overlap. Like, I don't want it to just end where Breaking Bad...
Like a Rouge 1 sort of thing?
Sort of. Yeah, just, like, show what he's doing when he's not dealing with Walt.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I've mentioned Rouge 1 yet
Yeah.
on any of our shows.
You look like you're getting sleepy.
Maybe. I mean, can they tell?
No.
Since you said it, I mean, whatever.
So, yeah, what were you saying? There's another Star Wars movie?
Oh, yeah, they made, it's came out in, like, February when I saw it.
Yeah.
March, maybe, even.
That's when it was released.
Pretty
Direct to DVD.
Yeah.
It's weird of them to not put the $1 billion franchise in theaters.
That's one thing I wanted to add. It's like with Force Awakens and Rogue One, it took, 4 months for that to come on home release. I remember Phantom Menace was 11 months.
Wow.
Because, movies would be in the theaters for a year.
Yeah.
So, Jurassic Park a year, Batman a year. So it's crazy how fast it's gone just in the past 5
There's
years.
just so many movies coming out.
And how much faster it's going to start going.
And Furiouser.
Depends on the film.
Yeah.
Furiosa.
Yeah. So that's the things we've been watching.
What are we going to watch? Not that anybody's going to watch this again.
All right, who wants to issue theirs first?
Yours is the nice guys because
Okay,
you've
so
had it.
yeah.
You've had it since you've had Training Day.
There was
You
like
haven't
no
watched it yet?
pageantry to that.
Does there need to be?
Yeah.
What's the producers? What do you want from me?
Yeah. No, it was my favorite movie, and many reviewers' favorite movies, by the way, of 2016. And I think it's definitely the best movie. Like not technically the best. It was my favorite. It was on a technical level, technically the best. There are issues that people have with it that I probably agree with, but they don't bother me just because I love the chemistry between those two actors so much, and the writing was just really on it, man.
True. It's like Lethal Weapon of this decade, if you will.
And that makes a lot of sense because it's Shane Black, the writer and director, who wrote the original. Yeah, he's done quite a few. I mean, he hasn't directed it. He's being billed nowadays as like the director of Iron Man 3. But yeah, it reminded me a lot of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which I do like better, with Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer in the early 2000s. Yeah,
Say that.
Michelle Monaghan, early 2000s, I want to say. Yeah, love that movie. So just
2005.
thank you.
05.
Yeah, 2000.
12 years ago.
So, yeah. God, we're old.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, I love this movie, and I really think you should watch it.
I will now that it's my challenge.
It shouldn't have to. It shouldn't be one that have
But
to
it-
make you
You
want.
should
But
just want
but
to
it-
watch it to begin with.
But it is. I was going to watch it eventually, but now it is my challenge, so it is my prerogative and my ambition.
It means it'll take you no less than 6 months.
Probably
No more
watch
than 6 months, and no less than 2 weeks.
Unless
This is
I'm
season 2. We gotta, our Seinfeld Chronicle season 1, 5 episodes are over. This is
We got to actually
Pumping them out, man.
So, unless I'm just really tired after this, I might watch it tonight.
I'll watch you tonight.
I hope not. I'm just,
Well, we don't always get what we want.
so you want to hear yours now?
Yeah.
All right. Battlefield Earth.
Oh, yeah. It's never as bad as I think it's gonna be.
No, it's beautiful.
Like that's the tagline you put on the next one when I review it.
It's beautiful.
I mean, I am curious just because you guys talk about it all the time.
It's got Travolta, baby.
It does.
Yeah, I remember watching this movie. Yeah. Hey, I'm on at the loop. End where? In reference spaceman. I'm at like a 60.
You were learning to spell your name.
5 credits, 50 credits. But yeah, it's pretty awesome, quotable. Travolta at his best.
Yeah.
Saw Gerrera at his best.
Yeah.
So
it
you
is-
should enjoy it. I remember watching it was like 5 or 6 a.m. because I couldn't
Nice.
sleep one night, and I was like, you know what, this will put me to sleep,
Yeah.
and it didn't. I had watched the whole thing.
A glowing endorsement.
Yeah. Oh, you will not be able to turn away from this at all. It's trying to turn away from you with these camera angles, but it won't let you.
I look forward to it.
Yes. You ever seen a movie that's shot entirely in Dutch angles? Spoiler.
I don't think so.
Well, we better fix that, buddy.
So it's Battlefield Earth and the Nice Guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
The majority of my dialogue is really just agreeing. I'm very positive.